Hey, I'm Tyler Blankenship.
And I'm Dylan Mattis.
In this episode of Kane Action News, we'll take a look at how students are learning more about saving the planet through a school-wide recycling program.
We'll take a look at this year's Miss KaneHi pageant
And get an inside look at students helping to save lives through the Student Council blood drive.
But first, we'll see some highlights from the Mr. America Assembly and see who was crowned Mr. America. This is Kane Action News.
Hello, I'm Sydney Hudson here.
And I'm Alyssa Zampona. We are backstage at the 2015 Mr. America Pageant
Today, contestants from the senior class will exhibit some so-called talents
and answer some hard-hitting questions.
So stay tuned to see who is crowned this year's Mr. America.
On February 26, 2015, the entire student body poured into the auditorium to view this year's Mr. America pageant. The pageant had three categories: formal wear, a question and answer segment, and the much anticipated talent portion. The MCs were Daria Huckabone and Jack Ball. First up was the formal wear portion of the pageant. Contestants dressed in the attire that they thought best represented themselves. Some went with goofy, others chose to show off in a dress, and others went with classic suit choices.
Is Tyler Blankenship.
All right, let's hurry up now. Finally, someone who's actually classy.
Yes.
Next up was the question and answer portion, where contestants were put on the spot to answer randomly selected questions. These questions varied from thoughtful to lighthearted.
Since you are a teenage male and you know it all, what worldly advice would you give to the freshman boys in our audience today?
I have to tell the freshman boys to quit touching each other, because every time I see you guys in the hallways, you're like,
If you had a magic wand that worked for one day, what would you do with it?
You see, I think I'd probably bless all the beautiful people in the audience, and especially the judges, stellar group of judges here. Millions and millions of dollars and all the fame and fortune that their hearts could ever desire.
Given your experience with this pageant, what advice do you have for those who might be inclined to be a candidate in the future?
Do not wear a dress.
Next was the talent segment. First up in the talent portion was Andrew Swartwood and Devin Gregg rapping Dr. Seuss's One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish.
why are they sagging Latin bad? Well, I don't know. Go ask your dad!
Some are blue, and some are old, and some are new, and some are sad, and some are glad, and some are very, very bad.
Chocolate thunderclouds! Or the West Side Wolves!
The second act for the talent portion was Kiefer Johnson, Dylan Lyle, Griffin Greenewalt, and Chris Cummings performing their version of Katy Perry's Firework.
Like a plastic bag. No one seems to hear a thing. Perfect road, like a lightning bolt. Your heart will know when things start. Leave a falling your work. Come on, show them what your work. Make them go.
The next act was Justin Westerberg and Tyler Blankenship performing an original comedy piece.
Give KHS, the best joke you can think of right now, the funniest thing.
The funniest thing I can think of
Yeah.
right now. How about my cow parade? No, but we should give Miss Sack a round of applause. Stop! Not that much. If I've learned anything throughout my 4 years of high school, it's that you want to be your own person. You want to be an individual. Go out there and do your own thing. Transcendentalism, as we learned in English class.
That's a big word. Freshmen and sophomores was like, what? But, on this next bit, we're about to get really emotional and deep and whatnot. So we get some sort of like blue light to darken the mood. Perfect. You know?
Finally.
The final act was Trace Gordon, Jack Kajancic, Dylan Mattis, and Jamie Lingenfelter reenacting the Mean Girls performance of Jingle Bell Rock.
Dance will be backwards. I'm always on your left.
And right now you're getting on my last nerve. Switch.
While the votes were being tallied, the contestants awaited with excitement for the results. Taking third place was Jamie Lingenfelter. The second place finisher was Devin Gregg.
Drum roll.
This year's 2015 Mr. America is Tom Washington.
Congratulations, Tyler, on being named Mr. America for our Kane High School. And hats off to all the other guys involved in bringing us such an entertaining assembly. But seriously, that was way too much man song and dance for me. Next up, we'll take a look at how recycling is becoming more of a focus at our school.
Hi, I'm Taylor Morgan, and I'm here in the auditorium with Clayton Colson, the president of the Green Team. All right, Clayton, can you tell us a little bit about the Green Team?
So basically, Taylor, we are in charge of the recycling for the school. There's going to be one team member for each 4 rooms, each wing of the school, the science wing, math wing, and we're in charge of recycling and making sure it gets to the bin.
We're here in the auditorium where the recycling assembly will take place. Clayton, can you tell us what the assembly will be about?
Yeah, Taylor. So basically, a couple weeks ago, I met with Cindy Grant, a representative from Advanced Disposal, and talked about getting a recycling bin at the school, like our own one. And so we're just going to inform the student body about how to not abuse the program and better inform them on making sure it's done right.
Thanks for your time, Clayton. We're looking forward to the assembly.
You're welcome, Taylor.
Representatives from Advanced Disposal provided an informational assembly on the benefits of recycling and the good it can do for our community.
Forward. What you'll find within the school is you're going to have probably more recycling than trash. So radio, and that's how I met Steve. She was actually my boss a few years back. And before that I was, my husband and I have a plumbing and heating firm.
Did you know that only 1/3 of everything recyclable around the world is actually recycled? The rest of the waste usually ends up taking space in landfills and littering the earth. Now, one admirable student is taking it a step further to make the school even more eco-friendly. The student who is in charge of the Kane High School Green Team is Clayton Colson. Clayton, a senior pursuing a career in renewable energy engineering, is determined to make a change in his society and the world.
Then Clayton has had a few people come on board with him to be part of his green team. Steve, you want to hand those out, please? Those guys down there.
Club's main goal is to encourage more recycling within the school. Bins will be placed in the hallways and classrooms, so make sure to throw your recyclables in those bins instead of the trash. Do your part to help our town and our planet. Recycle whenever you get the chance.
Yes, if you think it's recyclable. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty.
How do you guys think you did on the test? A+?
This class is so hard.
Marcy, you have to calm down. It's just a test.
Ah, that's so dumb. Quadratic formula, b squared minus 4ac. And the teacher, don't even get me started. Rock on.
You need to calm down. You'll be fine.
Ah, what do you even know? You're failing this class.
Marcy, that was rude.
Whatever. You aren't the boss of me. I can say what I want.
Marcy, you're not you and you're hungry. Here, have Snickers. Better? Better.
Remember, folks, if everyone does their part in recycling, it can really add up and make our school a better place. Next up, we'll take a look at Miss KaneHi pageant.
Hello, I'm Tyler Blankenship, and I'm here at this year's Miss KaneHi pageant. This year's contestants are Bree Blankenship, Katie Deitch, and Olivia Stone. We're excited to see the contestants and know that they have put in a lot of hard work for this year's pageant.
The seats quickly fill as the students make their way into the auditorium. The MCs for the assembly were Jamie Ligenfelder and Andrea Walker. Brianna Blankenship sang the song, "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" featured from the hit movie Frozen.
I never see you anymore. Come out the door, it's like you've gone away. We used to be best buddies, and now we're not. I wish you would tell me why. Do you want to build a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman.
Katie Deitch performed the song "Team" by Ed Sheeran on her violin. Olivia Stone line danced to the song "Bet My Life on It" by Imagine Dragons. The 2014 Miss KaneHi winner, Bettina Cherry, also performed for the audience.
How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? We were caught up and lost in all of our voices, in your pose as the dust settles around us.
Each of the contestants was asked how they would best represent our school and why they deserve to be this year's Miss KaneHi.
When I really think about it, I love our small town and our school. Kane is a town that always welcomes everyone back after they have left. Alumni Weekend is proof of that.
Out of here. And I don't know what my future holds or where I may end up, but I do know that I will always be glad that I grew up here in Kane, PA.
Stone, and even though I'm from Ludlow, KaneHi High School and the community of Kane has been a home away from home for me.
Bettina reflected on her year as Miss KaneHi and reminded everyone why she was selected last year. But in the end, only one of the contestants could be this year's Miss KaneHi.
The new Miss KaneHi of 2015 is
Olivia Stone.
Great job, ladies, and congratulations, Olivia, as being named Miss KaneHi. I'm sure you'll do a great job representing our school. You know, the guys in Mr. America probably should have taken notes from you on how to perform better, but that's all right. The final story we will showcase for you today is how students are working to save lives through the annual Student Council Blood Drive.
Hello, this is Ceremony, and I'm in the high school gym where the annual Student Council blood drive is taking place. This year, 38 students have signed up to help save a life. Donors need to be at least 16 years old and have a signed parental permission form. This year, they also receive a free t-shirt from the Community Blood Bank to say thank you for your generosity. Members of Student Council and Mr. Gibbs are also helping the blood drive to help everything run smoothly.
Okay, I am here with Chris from the Blood Bank, and she has agreed to answer some questions for us. So Chris, why is it important to donate blood?
Well, you really do save people's lives. And because we use all three components of your blood, and it can go to 3 different people. And it seriously makes a major difference in their lives.
Students signed up to donate blood at different times throughout the day. After filling out the paperwork, students can give blood. These 3 upperclassmen, Jeffrey, Devin, and Brennan, are bravely giving blood. The blood that they donated will help save a life.
And Chris, the real question is, do you donate blood?
I absolutely do. I do double red cells.
Good.
I'm O negative, and so I do double red cells.
Good. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
And that's it for Kane Action News today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.